From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
An earthquake in Morocco kills more than 800 people and causes widespread damage, including in the historic city of Marrakesh. Now emergency crews are searching for anyone who may be alive under the rubble. A warning if you're headed to the beach in Northern California this weekend. The Marine Mammal Center says that a bacteria spreading among sea lions could make you and your pets sick. And trusting the wrong person online cost one Bay Area man his family's life savings. How so many people are getting duped by a crypto crime.
With an international crime that is this massive, we've literally never seen anything like this before.
Good morning. It is Saturday, September 9th. I'm Kenny Choi. We start with the major earthquake in North Africa. Hundreds of people died after the ground shook late last night in Morocco. The latest reports put the death toll at more than 1,000, with hundreds more injured. The quake had a magnitude of 6.8, hitting the capital city of Rabat as well as Marrakesh. There was also a series of strong aftershocks. Emergency workers are searching for survivors in the rubble this morning of collapsed buildings. Many families were seen standing in the streets without a safe place to stay. Several historic buildings and sites now have significant damage, and the U.S. Geological Survey says that this quake was the strongest to hit Morocco in more than 120 years.
We've got one more day of normal high temperatures in store for us today. Things shift a little bit as we finish the weekend tomorrow and head into early next week. The heat dome over the desert Southwest is going to build just a little closer to us. That means a noticeable increase in temperatures, but it's not going to bring any extreme heat. Temperatures tonight, this morning, are starting off in the mid to upper 50s to around 60 degrees. As we head through the rest of today, we will see those temperatures warming up to around 80 degrees by lunchtime inland in the East Bay, with the hottest spots this afternoon topping out around 90. Other inland spots staying in the 80s.
Well, it certainly sounds like today could be a perfect day to go to the beach. Some of us like to do that with our dogs, and you probably don't think twice about letting them play by the water, but there is something to warn you about that could actually make both you and your pets sick. Dead sea lions are washing ashore on Northern California beaches in greater numbers than experts usually see. Most are infected with a life-threatening bacteria called leptospirosis. This bacteria can survive for weeks or months in water or soil. At least 20 dead sea lions have been found around Bodega Bay and Fort Bragg. Now, while not all of them have been confirmed to be infected, the Marine Mammal Center says that they are seeing cases more often. Some sea lions are recovering at the center's hospital in the Marin Headlands. Andrea Nakano shows us how this hazard could be deadly to your dog and how you can keep your pets safe.
For Bridget Gra and James Waltz, their pup is an adored member of the family.
He's my darling little forever dog.
Oh, he's everything. You know, he's company, he's family.
But the Marine Mammal Center is sending out an alert to dog owners to keep your pooch a safe distance from sea lions.
Dogs can be impacted by leptospirosis, and it can be fatal to dogs.
Giancarlo Rulli says the Marine Mammal Center has noticed half a dozen sea lions infected by leptospirosis come ashore, especially in the Bodega Bay area. The center is treating some of the patients, hoping to bring them back to full health.
Just because of the severity of the disease, by the time these animals are coming ashore, about 1/3 are returned back to the wild. And that's only because the disease has really taken root by the time they are coming ashore.
The advice is to keep dogs on the beach away from sea lions. Those with leptospirosis will appear lethargic and have their flippers tucked to their bodies. For James Waltz, the key to protecting Charlie Brown is to keep him leashed in public areas.
We never, ever allowed them to be away from where we were. So we always knew what they were doing, what they were about. So, you know, it's the responsibility of ownership.
If a dog does get infected, there's usually a 1 to 2 week delay in symptoms. Those symptoms can include fever and kidney and liver failure. If your dog is around water often, there is a vaccine for leptospirosis.
And down in Southern California, 2 rehab sea lions named Daisy and Angela are back in the wild. Marine Mammal Center in that region says that it has been overwhelmed with animals sickened by a toxic algae bloom. In other news, it's a high-tech twist on a common con. Authorities are sounding the alarm about a scam that's costing billions of dollars a year. Victims are basically duped into making phony investments in cryptocurrency. And you may be surprised how often this is happening. I talked with a Bay Area man who lost his life savings and with a prosecutor who's trying to fight back.
His fingers search for something to hold as Ben Young, using a pseudonym, talks about how he lost his family's life savings and the trust of his wife and high school daughter. It started with an online message, then text from someone he thought was a former colleague.
I was in the middle of taking care of my dying father. The person was showing compassion and sympathy for me.
Young asked for anonymity, fearing he'll lose his job in finance.
It hasn't been easy to face the guilt.
The FBI estimates just last year alone, sophisticated scammers overseas duped victims of more than $3.3 billion, with many of the victims too embarrassed to report their losses. Fraudsters steal identities, befriend people through social media platforms, then eventually convince them to invest in bogus crypto accounts.
With an international crime that is this massive, we've literally never seen anything like this before.
Santa Clara County Deputy District Attorney Aaron West and the REACH Task Force are leading the way tackling high-tech organized crime, sharing how they've successfully tracked and clawed back stolen crypto funds with local police, state agencies, the feds, and international law enforcement.
These scammers move the money too quickly, and we don't have enough tracers and law enforcement to be able to get on these cases as soon as we need to.
Young invested a few thousand initially, then deposited what he and his wife had saved for their daughter's college tuition and life savings of $1 million.
I was blaming myself, and I was scared. I lost my self-confidence. Sometimes I lost the will to live.
You really need to be wary of people who are trying to reach out to you.
West began hearing from victims last year, including Young. Desperate pleas for help come in every day.
So as you're going through your inbox every morning, you're finding victims reaching out to you.
It's constant, and they're all such different tragic stories.
West's team helped Young recoup about 8% of his life savings. Law enforcement believes the best way to disrupt and minimize the scam is to raise awareness.
Education is key here because they're not changing their tactics. They're doing the same thing over and over, and it works because you haven't heard of it.
At least I can help other victims that are in dire need.
That's also why Young is sharing his cautionary tale for anyone who might not be vigilant about the life-altering and growing scams online.
Authorities say that there's no specific age or gender being targeted. Anyone with a phone or computer can become victims. They say the best defense is to be careful about accepting online friend requests or LinkedIn invites. Well, a potential solution to Berkeley's student housing crisis involves building up rather than out. The city's planning commission just approved raising the maximum building height by 85 feet for certain streets south of campus. That would allow for buildings up to 12 stories high if they include affordable housing.
And it's going to make it possible for over 2,500 new units to be built on the south side. That's significant. It's a leap of faith, and it's a big jump.
Let's build truly affordable housing, and we're not doing that. We're not investing in public housing, social housing, or cooperative housing.
The city council will likely vote on the proposal this fall. And another plan that has faced even stauncher criticism is the university's plan to develop the historic People's Park. That project actually broke ground but then stalled after opponents filed a lawsuit. Governor Newsom just signed a bill that is expected to get the project rolling again unless the state Supreme Court steps in to block it. A church in San Jose is voicing support for a bill designed to protect tenants from evictions. Members from the First United Methodist Church say that the legislation would protect low-income renters from large rent increases and from unlawful evictions if the owner wants to remodel the property.
The people, they suffer living daily because they don't have money to pay the rent. People, they don't have the opportunity to afford house. There are people live working in the fields and restaurants, hotels, and we are care about them. And it's my concern as a pastor to look for my congregation and people outside of my congregation.
The bill has passed the state Senate and is now heading for a vote in the Assembly. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has no plans to retire from Congress just yet. Pelosi announced that she's running for re-election on X, formerly known as Twitter, of course. In her post, she says that now more than ever, our city needs us to advance San Francisco values and further our recovery. Our country needs America to show the world that our flag is still there with liberty and justice for all. That is why I am running for re-election and respectfully ask for your vote. The 83-year-old lawmaker was first elected to Congress back in 1987. Last November, Pelosi stepped down as House Speaker and from the Democratic Party's leadership. There were some questions about her political future after last year's violent attack on her husband at their San Francisco home. The new announcement that she is running comes as Democrats are trying to win back control of the House next year. Meanwhile, two Southern California candidates are emerging as the frontrunners in the race to succeed Dianne Feinstein in the U.S. Senate. A new poll by the Berkeley Institute of Governmental Studies shows Congressman Adam Schiff of Southern California with the support of 20% of registered voters. Orange County Congresswoman Katie Porter has 17%, and Oakland Congresswoman Barbara Lee trailing with 7%. The primary will be held on March 5th.